Hi, welcome to my channel. Please like, share, and subscribe to help this channel grow. Before I start telling scary stories on here, I feel like I should tell you guys of a scary experience that happened to me when my dad passed. Back in 2015, my dad was suffering from liver cancer and was hospitalized at Stanford Medical Center. He was sent there because the hospital he was staying at didn't have the necessary equipment to operate on him. The first room he was in was a shared room, and he shared it with another patient. Most of my siblings and I had to work, so my mom stayed with my dad at the hospital the entire time. On one of our visits to the clinic, my mom told me that everything was going fine until my dad mentioned to her that there was another person in the room. Then the craziness started. I asked her about it, and she said she was confused at first and asked my dad who he was referring to. Was it the nurse or the other patient? But my dad said he didn't want to scare her by telling her there was a lady in the corner. So he said nothing and thought maybe if he ignored her, maybe that lady was just going to go away. My mom started getting goosebumps after hearing this because she's a pretty superstitious person, and my dad would keep asking her if we brought the grandkids to visit him because he hears a lot of kids running around the room. My mom told him there were no kids in the building and maybe he was just hearing things. My mom then asked one of the nurses if a different room was available. Fortunately, there was an open room that wasn't shared and my dad got moved. That night, my mom said the lights would turn on and off by themselves, including the one in the personal bathroom. My mom got really scared and left my dad to go talk to one of the nurses about the lights. The nurse told my mom not to worry and that she would be in shortly to check it out. As my mom was walking back to my dad's room, she saw a silhouette of a woman standing by my dad's side. My mom burst out screaming, and the nurse came running. The room was kind of dark with little lighting, and the nurse managed to turn on the main light in the room. My mom told her about the other person in the room, and the nurse and my mom searched the entire room, but couldn't find anyone else. At this point, the nurse became kind of frustrated and told my mom that she will try to come around more often because she still has other patients to attend to. She also suggested if my mom would want to spend the night in the lobby because the lights are on 24/7, but my mom declined. My mom stayed awake the entire time until we arrived the next day. I asked my dad about what had happened, but he said he didn't know what my mom was talking about. I brushed it off and told my mom maybe she was having a bad dream. She got kind of upset with me because I didn't believe her, and so we left it at that. That night, I watched over my dad, but nothing unusual happened. After a few more days, the hospital told my dad he was going to have to register with a hospice because there was nothing else they could do for him. I went to go pick up my parents at the hospital, and when we got home, I asked my dad how he felt. He said he felt great. It was just his stomach that was giving him trouble, but other than that, he felt good. So, I wasn't too worried at that point. Fast forward about a week later, strange things started happening. My mom told me when I visited that she would hear my dad talking to someone at night who kept telling him to go with them, but he would decline. Something also started making my dad laugh and cry for no reason. When I asked my dad about these allegations, my dad would say my mom was crazy and didn't know what she was talking about. I told my mom if it was true, why didn't she have the other siblings stay with her at night so she wouldn't be scared and the others can collaborate her story? My mom just said that the other siblings didn't want to, maybe because they were scared or didn't feel comfortable staying in the room at night. My mom said, "Do you remember the lady I told you that was with your dad at Stanford? Well, I think she followed us home." I started getting goosebumps when she told me this and told her to quit playing. She said, "It's true," and she would hear my dad talking to her at night. A few more days go by, and my dad's health started to deteriorate really bad as he was unable to stand or go use the restroom by himself. He was always really tired, and I got really scared at this point and didn't want to accept the fact that I was going to lose my dad. That night, I dreamed that there was a lady dressed in Hmong who came to me and said, "I'm going to take your dad away because he is mine now." I told her to get lost and ordered my house guardians to kick this trespassing lady out. As soon as I said that, she flew at me in a fit of rage to grab me by my shoulders, but I managed to wake up, shocked and stunned. I got so angry, I got up and started yelling out, "You can't take my dad! Go away! You're not welcome here!" My wife thought I was going crazy. I didn't notice it until later, but that lady, or whatever it was, managed to scratch me on both my shoulders. The following day, I told my mom and some cousins who were visiting my parents about the dream and the scratches on my shoulder. They performed a small cleansing ritual for me, and a few days later, my dad passed away. At my dad's funeral, I made a banner with my dad's picture on it, and from far away, whenever I glanced at it, I can see that my dad was crying in the picture, which made me even more sad. My sister even mentioned it to me. "Hey, did you see Dad's picture? It looked like he was crying." I told her I saw the same thing. My brother, on the other hand, said we were hallucinating, and maybe we were probably on drugs. "Yeah," says the guy who smoked everything under the sun. About a few days after my dad's funeral, I had a dream that my dad came to me and said, "Son, I think you were just having a bad dream that one time with that lady. Here, let me show you." And he grabbed both my shoulders, and I woke up, half paralyzed. Thanks, Dad, for scaring me half to death. I just thought I'd share this experience with you all, and hope you guys continue to support me and help me make this channel grow. Thank you.
Like, share, and subscribe for more content like this one.